What's going on, guys? In today's video I'm going to be editing this bride, this beautiful bride from a wedding I shot a couple months ago. This is also going to be a behind the scenes, a quick behind the scenes, and also the retouching of her skin to make this picture more than what it is right now, even more beautiful. All right, here we go. Eyes all the way down. Good. And then face me directly. Eyes all the way down. Just like that. And take the difference still. Good. So put your hands in front of you. That's it. Now all you're going to do is just going to reach up and go like that. Nice down. Nice. The next finger and down. Good. Just like that. See there? Perfect. Soft smile. Good. That's it. More teeth, a little more teeth. That's it, perfect. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off by duplicating my layer. I'm going to drag it down. Duplicate it. I always try to make a copy because I try not to do any edits on the original. I'm going to start with my frequency separation. So I have these actions here. And I always try to increase to a point where I can start to see no details in any imperfections or anything like that, and I think this is a good place to be. I'm gonna go maybe about 20 and see, and I think that's good. Alright. Good. And then now I'm going to go to my high layer. The high layer is the layer that has in all the details, and the low layer is the one that has in all the color information. Alright, so I'm going to go to the higher layer. I'm going to press J on my keyboard, and oftentimes you either be current layer and below, and all layers. Try to always be on the current layer when you're doing this. Alright, so I'm going to get started. And pretty much what I'm doing is just removing any kind of blemishes that I see, and I normally go between the clone stamp tool or the healing brush tool. Alright, so now I'm using the heal brush tool for some, and for some I'll use the clone stamp tool. Alright, so I'm going right there. So you see sometimes it's kind of bringing a little bit like making it flat, so I'll go to my clone stamp tool and the same option where sample is current layer. Alright, I think that's a little bit better. I'll zoom in a little bit more. I'm gonna try not to make this video a lengthy one. So what I'll be doing to kind of help that is to fast forward when I'm doing these kind of edits with the blemishes and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start fast forwarding the video, so that we don't spend too much time. I don't bore you guys with me just going through and doing this step by step. And I will do this more than one time throughout the video, just to make the video as quick as I possibly can. Alright guys. Alright guys, so I think I'm pretty much done with most of the blemishes excuse me, that I'm seeing in this image. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to now do some dodging and burning. Alright, so I'm gonna flatten this layer. I know a lot of guys say, oh, why are you flattening your layer? You can do it. I mean, it's like I said, everything's a matter of preference. Alright, so I'm gonna flatten this layer. Alright, I'm gonna call this healing. All right, so I'm going to do my dodging and burning now. All right, so I'm going to create a dodge, I'm going to create a burn. I'm going to merge these two layers together, group it, select both of them, and I press Command G on my keyboard because I'm using a Mac. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and select my brush tool by selecting B on the keyboard. All right, I'm going to lower the flow to 1%. I held down Shift and press 0 and 1 on the keyboard just to get that, and then for the opacity I want to put that 50%. All I'm going to do is just press 50. All right, now in order to make this you know, a little more easier for me, because we're dealing with a lot of colors, when we convert it to either black and white, or what I use sometimes is an invert layer, or rather it's called an invert check layer. So I'm going to create that. What it is now is just shows you only blacks and whites. All right, so I'm going to go to my levels, and I'm going to adjust my levels. That way I can see the areas that I want to fix. So because it's inverted now, when I'm using my dodging and burning, wherever I see white, I'm gonna dodge. Wherever I'm seeing the blacks, I'm gonna burn. Because it's inverted. Okay. So now I'm just going to come down to about here. I think that's a good place to be. Look at the original image. I'm just trying to, you know, make the gradation between these areas a little bit smoother. Right here, maybe tone down the brightness just a bit on the ridge of our nose, and right here. Yeah, so I think those are the most intricate parts I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try to, you know, blend these parts a little bit so, you know, they're a little bit more smoother. All right, guys. All right, here we go. Okay. So now I'm gonna go in, and I'm just slowly, like I said, it's all about just trying to make the gradation from each what I say, shadows and highlights, to blend a little bit more smoothly between each other. And I will just select that, and if I go like this, you can see the difference I've made so far. It's a lot smoother. All right, so you get an idea of what I mean. So I'm going to continue. Alright guys, so I think I've done a good amount of adjusting with using the dodging and burning method. So we can look at the before and the after. Very significant changes in, you know, in terms of the darks and the highlights. Just to smooth out those gradations, and it looks a lot better. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing now is I'm just gonna use frequency separation again one more time, and this is just to help with the smoothing now of the colors, how well they kind of blend together from one color to the next. But before I move on, I kind of noticed something a little bit right here. So I'm being just a little bit nitpicky, guys. Like I said, this is for YouTube, so I'm not going to go too crazy with how much I'm going to be editing this. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of my workflow whenever, you know, I'm doing things of this nature. So you can actually see how it is. Sorry about that, guys, that's my phone ringing. The vibration that you heard a while ago. Alright, I think that looks a lot better now. Zoom out, let's look at it. Yeah, that's a lot better now. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna collapse the layer for the dodging and burning. I'm just name it real quick, dodge and burn. All right, and that's gonna I'm gonna merge the layers ahead. So I go Control Alt Shift and E to make a stamp visible layer. That's this layer right here. All right, and then now I'm gonna do my frequency separation again one more time. This time I'm gonna leave it at 14. All right, and now we're gonna be working on the low layer. All right, but this time we're gonna be using the mixer brush. All right, you can look at the settings up here: 30, 30, 100, 20. Sometimes the flow can be set at 10. Let's try that. And then I'm going to clear the brush just in case I was using it from before and there's some information still there. It doesn't affect me. I like to work on an extra layer, so I'm gonna copy this layer by pressing Command J. All right, and I'm gonna zoom in right about there. All right, and with the mixer brush, guys, you have to be very careful. It's very destructive, so you can't be using it in the highlight and then slide it over into the darks. It's going to really mess the image up. So you just work in individual section. Highlights, work in highlights. Midtones, work in midtones. Shadows, you work in shadows, and you get the idea. All right. So you can notice that I kind of reduced my brush size. If you guys want to know how to do that, I held down Control and Option, or is it Alt and Windows key. Once I hold it down, I slide the brush left and right and it increases. When I go up and down, it changes the feathering. All right, so at least you guys have an understanding of that. Okay. So let's check that and let's see the before and after. Before, after, see that? Before and after. Definitely makes a difference in the image so far. Zoom in just a little bit more so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I made a mistake right there, carrying the highlights from the shadows to the shadows, which is not good. So at least you guys see me made a mistake using it, so you guys can understand what I was saying earlier. All right, guys, so I'm going to speed the video up one more time, so not to waste it, any time on YouTube. All right. Alright, guys, so let me show you what I've done so far. So before, after, definitely looks a lot more even in terms of the gradations. Let's touch up a little bit here as well. Just some final touches. Definitely helps. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's looking really good, guys. So let's call up the layers right here, the group, and let's look at the before and the after. Before and the after. I think that looks a lot better now, guys. Okay, so we have done that. All right, so now what we can do now is we can do a global dodge and burn. But before I move on, I just see her lips right here. I just need to, fix that just a little bit. All right, go back to my clone stamp 2, and I'm just going to just these little lines right here. I'm noticing can be tightened up just a little bit. Just making sure it just look a little bit smoother. Alright, it's a little bit smoother, guys. It's a lot better. It's good. All I'm doing is watching for the oops, sorry guys. All I'm doing is watching for the shadows and highlights. I'm gonna go to my J. Like I said, I'll go between the clone stamp 2 and the healing. Okay, you see how sharp those lines were. I find that with the healing brush I get a better repair with that. So it's not as sharp right now. So if we look at it before and after, it looks a lot better, guys. A lot better. There's this great shadow right here, so I'm just kind of fix that a little. Alright, that's good. That's very good. I think that looks a lot better now, guys. Let me zoom out. Look at before and after, before and after. All right, perfect. Okay, so let me save. Okay, you never know, anything can happen. All right, because I'm doing a recording, so just to be on the safe side. That way I don't lose everything that I've been doing so far. Just waiting for it to finish saving right here. It's at 95%. If it takes too long, I'll speed it up. Okay, all right, so let me color that layer again. All right, and now I'm gonna go to my dodging and burning, but this time I'm gonna do more of a global, excuse me, dodging and burning. Sorry for that, guys. All right, first one I did was micro, so I'm gonna go more global. So I'm gonna call it global dodge and burn. Okay, all right, so let me set that. I'm gonna go to my brush, regular brush, and I'm gonna set my opacity about 100. I think that should be good. All right, and now I'm gonna go in, and wherever you see highlights, wherever you see shadows, they kind of enhance those areas. All right, so the one thing I think I'm gonna do as well, I'm gonna just get rid of the areas with the healing, so I can just see where the original shadows and highlights were, and all I'm gonna do is just kind of go over those areas. All right, and a good thing, like I said, guys, when you're working on a separate layer, it's just kind of easier for you to make corrections if any is needed. All right, so I'm literally just going to these small areas right here. good. That's all I'm doing, guys. Just wherever I see highlights, I put highlights. And if you go too much, you can always just lower the layer, the opacity on that layer, and it should be fine. Let's look at what we have done. Really minimal, but you know, significant. All right. And then now we're gonna go to her burn there, and all we're gonna do is just kind of burn the edges. Like I said, wherever we think there needs to be, let me zoom in just a little bit. Wherever we think there needs to be shadows, I think I can burn that down just a little bit. Looks a lot better. Okay. Like the edges of our nose right here. Right here. That's good. Right there. Right here. Alright. And we can just right here as well. Like I said, we just try not to go too much. And our cheek right here, right here. It's good. Alright, let's bring back these layers right here. Let's zoom out. I think that's looking amazing, guys. Look at that. Amazing. Alright, guys. So I think I've done, you know, quite a bit with this image right here. Just notes a little bit right here, so I can just touch that just a little bit. So I can go to zoom out. I always try to zoom out so I can, you know, view it like how everybody else is probably gonna view it. Cause nobody's gonna really view it like this. You know what I'm saying? They're more than likely gonna view it like that. So I always try to just view it in the manner that everybody else will see it. That way I can see if I've, you know, gone a little bit too much, you know, so I can always back it off. All right. And then I'm just add a little bit of highlight here. Here. All right. It's good. It's a little bit. Highlight right there. Can add a little bit right there. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna burn that down just a little bit. It's a little bit too bright on the edges for me, so I'm just gonna burn that down. Burn that down as well. Burn that down. This is in the shadows area, so it's fine. Good. Yeah, I think that looks good, guys. I think that looks really good. And burn this down right here. That's good. I think it looks great, guys. That looks really, really good. Let's bring out some highlight right here. Bring in some shadows right here now. Right here as well. Bring some in right here. Now I can zoom in. It's a little bit tight. So zoom in right there. Right there as well. That's good, guys. And I think I can just burn a little bit more in these areas right here. That's good. And that's good, guys. Burn that down just a little bit more. that is perfect. Let me zoom out. Just one more time. Look at the before and then after. Okay guys, I think that looks really good. All right, so I'm gonna collapse that layer right there, and then I'm just gonna enhance the tones just a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna rich tones, and I think that looks amazing, guys. I'm just gonna back it off. It's 40% right now, so I'm gonna bring to about maybe 30. I think that's a little bit, that's good. And then I'm gonna go to my curves layer. I'm just gonna bring up the highlights just a little bit more, guys. Just a little bit. There we go. I think it looks really good. And then I can just bring the shadows down. I don't want to go too low. I think right there looks great, guys. I think that looks really good. Look at that and look at that. I think that looks good. I can bring the highlights just a little bit more. You just want to make sure that you're not clipping in the highlights. So you can see I'm clipping right here. So all I'm going to do is just click on the mask, get my brush, bring the flow to 100, zoom in, and just paint that out. That's all. Paint it out. I'm going to put my flow to 50%. My opacity, sorry, and just paint that out, because you always want to get some form of details left in the dress. All right, let's look at it. Let's see it before and after. I think that looks really good, guys. Oops, my bad. Oops, there we go. Perfect. All right, so let's check again, before and after. And I think that's great, guys. I think we can wrap that up. And guys, I just want to thank you so much for watching this video. Hope it wasn't too long. You know, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll try to do more videos like this in the coming weeks to months. All right, and I'll support the channel as much as possible. Please subscribe, and of course, guys, please like this video if you really enjoyed it and if you learned anything from it. All right, guys, so peace.